Brian J. I was watching David Miscavige on a YouTube video called Briefing to OT Ambassadors from 2004, and he was presenting the materials guide chart and the new video on demand displays for the orgs. In those displays, he was talking about the different groups of LRH lectures and how many Scientologists don't know the differences. There are congresses, ACCs, foundations, and some others. What are the differences with these groups of lectures? All right, thank you for this question. And you're talking about, this is funny, this Briefing to OT Ambassadors from 2004, if you want to look that up, guys. That's a video I personally watched 9 separate times when I was in the Sea Org because I wanted to absorb every single word that Miscavige said in that briefing. So I remember it quite well. Because I went over it so many times, and I thought it was so important because he explains the whole ideal org thing and the Division 6s and how we're going to put a third of the staff in the front lines and getting people in. Well, of course, that never happened. And we're going to have to fundraise for all these buildings. And well, that happened. And all these lectures were going to be released. And he explained the differences in categories of L. Ron Hubbard lectures. So basically, let me just give you the 3 basic types because there are different kinds of lectures. Hubbard gave over 5,000 recorded lectures and briefings during the time that he ran Scientology from 1950 forward. I think the last lectures that were recorded, I think, are from 74, 76, something like that. There's just a really small handful in the mid 70s. Most of his lecturing was done by the 60s and some supplemental stuff in the 70s, and that was about it. But the bulk of it was in the 50s and 60s. And a lot of those lectures, almost all of the largest percent of the library, were public lectures given out to new public or existing Scientologists as public, not staff or Sea Org. There are staff-only lectures and there are Sea Org-only lectures. Those are covered on when you do, like, say, the Welcome to the Sea Org course. There's a series of lectures called the Welcome to the Sea Org lectures. Those are only for Sea Org members. Public never hear those. There are staff lectures where Hubbard talks about letter writing and essential files and addresso and ethics and running the organization and how to play the piano of the organization. Those are, there's a handful of those lectures. Those are the organization executive course lectures and the briefing lectures, the flag executive briefing course lectures. So you have small sets of these very specialized lectures. But the bulk of it, like I said, was to the public. And you had, basically, Hubbard was doing different kinds of events. And based on the kind of event he was holding to put the lectures or the conference on would determine what kind of lectures they were and how he would talk to the public. You had raw public, new, open, anybody could walk in and do these and hear these lectures. Those were the congresses. And congresses were held in the 1950s and early 1960s, about twice a year on average. New Year's time period and then summer time period is usually how it broke down, although some years were different. And the congresses were, hey, bring your friends, bring your family, whatever, bring them all down to a congress. We're going to have a congress. It's going to be a raucous good time. We're going to party. We're going to have fun. Hubbard's going to give some lectures, maybe do some demonstrations. We're going to do some auditing. It's going to be all simple, easy peasy stuff. Hubbard didn't necessarily always dumb down the vocabulary. He expected the family and friends to do the translating when they were in the audience, but the congresses were those kind of activities. Congresses often led to the next set of lectures, which were the ACCs, the Advanced Clinical Courses. The ACCs were started in 1952, 53. I think 53 was the first ACC. And those were also held usually right tagging on the end of the Congress. He'd come into town, like let's say he'd go to Washington, D.C. in June, whatever, 1958 or whatever, right? And he goes to town, they hold a Congress, it's like a weekend. And then that next week, Hubbard is getting these special auditors, the highest trained auditors in that area, or people are flying in, and attending the advanced clinical course. And that's hardcore technical. Hubbard giving it to them with both fists, talking to them as auditors. So it was a much more technical. And it was interesting because before we knew about these differentiations, it was just some lectures were hard and others were easier. And we never really did understand exactly why. Miscavige categorizing them actually sort of helped explain the history of Scientology and how Hubbard went about doing his business. So Congresses, ACCs, that was a pretty standard pattern. And that went on, like I said, through most of the 1950s and early 60s, mid 60s. Another kind of lecture that you have are staff auditor lectures. And this is where Hubbard would, I'd say, roll into DC or Los Angeles or something and give a series of lectures while he was in town, let's say, to the auditors. Not as advanced as the ACCs. Maybe it was some update material or some new processes that were being tested, or he was talking about auditing and how auditing should be done, or whatever. There's tons of these things. So you have those are your sort of staff auditor briefing kind of lectures, and there's a bunch of sets of lectures that fit under that bill, and then you have other kind of lectures. You do have raw public lectures meant for brand new people, even lower grade than the Congresses. The Golden Dawn lectures, for example, and they were in Phoenix in 1954, 55 time period. Hubbard was giving public lectures at an open auditorium. It wasn't even on the church property. So those kind of lectures exist, and those are most of the lectures that are used by the church now for introductory lectures that they sell the public. There's a lot of DVDs they sell or CDs they sell of Hubbard talking to brand new people, and that's where they got it from. So that's basically how it breaks down.